Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Age of Wonders 4. And we are deep into the siege of Tugrum Hammerhall. We have taken out, well, we currently have 3 cities under siege. One of them is currently being razed. That'll be complete in 2 turns. Another one's being razed. That'll be complete in 3 turns. Then we have the city of Astad under siege. We got to take on Safeword next. Once Safeword falls, I'm pretty sure we'll have basically taken him out. He does have Cinderhole down here in the underground. But he was attempting to win the game there, and we managed to stop him. So I'm quite happy with that outcome. Now, one big problem that we have is that Carissa the Red has engaged in a total war with us. We should be able to deal with this with a mixture of tier 1 and tier 3 units, but it is going to be a bit of a slog. There's going to be a lot of battling, there's going to be a lot of fighting. We do now have access to the War Breed, the super heavy tier 4 unit that we're going to be using to try and break our enemies. And we have multiple stacks. I think I want to make this be like a go once I have a few more stacks. And by a few more stacks, I mean like 1 to 2 more. Because I already have 1, 2, 3. What I was trying to say is I need to have a few stacks here to go fight her. She is currently running around pillaging all of my economy up here. But this is only one sector of my economy. I still have my vassal down here to the south. I still have my underground city over here. I still have the majority of my economy still online. Actually, do you know what I should build it out down here? I should definitely build myself a teleporter. I think that would be a good move. Let's build the storehouse and the granary. Yeah, storehouse and the granary, but before we build the storehouse and the granary, we're going to get started on the teleporter so that we can start spamming out units here. So I'll get that teleporter placed and immediately begin construction of it. And then I will begin the mass recruitment of Sunderers down here just to keep the productivity of units going. Right, my capital city can continue to annex provinces, and I will be taking foresters because of that slight boost to my draft income, slight boost to my food income. We're up to 22 population in the capital. You can get up to 30 population in total. And so that's kind of like the direction that I would like to head. Another one of my scouts has been caught underground. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can really do about that. I just kind of have to accept that they'll get killed. Looks like he rebuilt the Heart of Shadow down here underground. It looks like he's trying to get back the victory condition under control. He has 3 stacks here. He might look to reclaim one of these cities. However, I think it's more likely that he would try to come fight me here, but I think I should be the one to go fight him. So if I were to attack this army stack here, any units that are adjacent to the central quarry could participate. So can I get an army stack nearby? I can get you nearby, and I can get you nearby. So I think this might be enough units to engage him in combat and take this army out. And if I can take this army out, it would make my life quite a bit easier. So let's see how the auto combat goes. I'm expecting to lose this auto combat. I'll probably have to fight it manually. Yeah, okay, this is what I expected. So we're going up against bastions, which are really strong melee units. Some necromancers. There's a extreme lack of ranged units in his army though, which I think will play to my favor. Now, one thing I really lack is healing. That's a big issue on my behalf. So he has quite a bit more healing. I'll need to take out those necromancers and the steel shapers. This right side looks like the weakest side. It's only got 1 bastion and some light units, so we should probably focus our efforts on the right. So I want to drop a really big heal on one of these tiles right here. So that's going to be the objective. So I'll put this skirmisher on this tile so that I know where I plan to place my healing. These doggos are going to be really useful, especially for killing these bastions because they can break their defense mode. So I need to get those doggos over to the right as fast as possible. I need to dodge this leftmost army with the necromancers. I try to fight this smaller army and then have them come in slowly as I take the fights that are advantageous to me. Right, let's go ahead and drop both of our heals. I'll drop 1 heal right there. That'll get a little bit of 10 HP and double regeneration. And then I'm going to drop a regen with my War Shaman, who will further strengthen and give us even more regen. So my army is now regenerating 12 to 18 health points per turn, and I'll be able to do that again 3 turns. I also have restoration, which will allow me to revive a unit, so I can lose a unit here and still get it back, and we'll see how they play. Okay, so they used a big AoE on my army, but that's okay because remember, I have regeneration. I'm going to rush forward with the dog to break this guy's defense mode. That's the objective. By breaking his defense mode, he goes from 13 armor. Okay, so under defense, we break his defense. He goes down to 11. So that's a big dip in his survivability. I'm also going to drop a sap strength here. First I'm going to do an overchannel so that I can cast 2 spells this turn. Then I'm going to drop a sap strength to siphon off these guys' ability to attack. Now I could do a Fury of the Horde and do massive damage to this, and that would honestly be a pretty decent start to the battle is to do a double Fury of the Horde or a single Fury of the Horde and then a Vine Prison around these guys to distract them. Yeah, oh my god, that's literally picture perfect Vine Prison. It's a literal wall of vines. That's amazing. So with these guys, we do have to worry about the Freezing Blast. It is only a single target ability, but it's still worth considering. The Houndmasters are my main objective. I want to get my Houndmasters hitting my the enemy bastions. I would like to get around behind this guy and to melee strike him because that's going to be a big chunk of damage. We want to take him out as fast as we can. And getting these skirmishers up into melee is honestly, they're much better melee. I need to be more willing to use them in melee to get the major damage bonuses. So this guy's already in huge trouble, huge trouble. Let's bring forward the marksman and we'll do a big hit. Boom, 14 damage. I don't think there's much point in trying to pump more damage onto this defender this turn. So I think what we're going to do is to see if we can get more efficient damage on some of these other characters, like this guy here. If we can start inflicting misfortune and weakened and all these types of negative effects, I think it'd be quite good. 60% chance of a kill. Let's get it. Very nice. Okay, so we actually did manage to kill that defender this turn, which is a fantastic outcome. And we're already starting to soften up all this stuff here. Now we could make use of these Vine Prisons to start softening up these guys as well. There is something to be said for that, but I think it's better if we focus all of our damage onto a single target or a single set of targets. So I'm just going to pump as much damage into this right side as possible. Even if it doesn't seem entirely logical and we're setting ourselves up to get like AoE counterattacked, I'm okay with that. Let's move the dogs into position as well. We want to be out of range of all these melee units, so we're definitely going to move to the right. These attacks, I don't mind them being a little bit inefficient. My main goal is to just like get a little bit of grazing damage and bring the health pool of some of these units down slightly, so that the enemy is more willing to use heals. Also, it's also a chance to inflict more misfortune stacks as well as poison. So even if I miss, okay, damaging the Vine Prison isn't ideal, but yeah, I don't mind not getting exactly what I want from these attacks. I just don't want to be in range of this left side army so that I can surround and destroy this army. This is essentially defeat in detail, right? Now, the counter to this is mass AoE damage, which my enemy doesn't have. He does have Soulfire, which does some AoE damage, but not enough because I have regeneration. So like the Soulfire is doing work, but it's not quite enough. And once I bring down the enemy forces enough, once I bring them down to a certain amount, the surround power of the Sunderer, after they've taken down one of the sides, is very, very high. So yeah, my enemy is taking damage as they try to break my zoning control. Ooh, okay, that guy was a little bit faster than I was expecting. I think he maybe got the haste buff. But yeah, they have to deal with these Vine Prisons, which just like eats up turns. Ooh, okay, wasn't expecting that. Okay, I can kill this guy with a dog. Perfect. Where is my leader? What spells do you have? You have a magic missile. 34 damage also gives him bolstering. You also have an AoE snow ability. I think the best thing for us to do is to move this dog slightly, let you get real close to the enemy, use Magic Missile to help finish this guy, because it's an always hit ability, and it allows us to finish him off. We'll crossbow him down. Now he'll spawn a skeleton, and then we'll be able to melee strike down this skeleton. 1, 2, and 3. And then melee strike down the skeleton. Boom. Which will give us high morale, which means our crit rate is nice and high. And we will try to take down these wizards as well. I'm going to use the doggo to inflict marked and sundered defense, and then I'll use these two sunderers to finish them off. Perfect. So this right side of the enemy formation has been completely defeated, and now we can return our attention to this left side. I think more Vine Prisons to tie up their melee seems like an absolutely valid move. So I'm thinking something like this, just get as many of those Vine Prisons nearby as possible, just in this area, is the right move. I'm a little bit worried about this Sunderer, although actually Sunderers have the slippery attribute, which means they can break out of these sorts of situations. I'm going to inflict this guy with marked and also break his retaliation attack. That will allow my marksman Houndsmaster to zip around to the back here. Oh, no, that's not where I wanted to go. Can you go to here? Why can't you shoot? You're in an enemy zone of control. You're no longer. Okay, there we go. This is the damage I was hoping for. And then I'll let the dog come up and damage him again. And I'll bring this Houndmaster over. And we should be able to do even bigger damage. Very nice. Now you can break out of this. I'm just going to make you run, because if I can keep you alive, then that's a victory for me in the long run. I've got quite a few units over here on the left that need to be given actions. I'm going to move my War Shaman over and take the 100% chance to hit, because that's 19 damage essentially on a crit. Perfect. I'll bring this Houndmaster over and take my 50-50 shot at a kill. Okay, we failed that kill. That's okay. We're not going to hit every attack that we attempt. Now, the 2 retaliation attacks on these guys is a little bit scary. I'd love to soften them up from range before we really went in on them. Also to inflict maximum misfortune. Every stack of misfortune that we inflict significantly lowers their counterattack damage. It basically gives them like a chance to fail their counterattack and only do half damage, which is perfect. We also want to super hardcore focus on taking out this Steel Shaper because he has a lot of potential for healing and providing buffs to our enemy. So every attack we get on him lower his defense, or at least prevent his defense from going up, right? Because they have the bolstering attribute, which is every time they get attacked, their defense goes up. What else do we have? This is the only guy left in my army, so I'll go ahead and end his turn. I think that is my whole turn. Another regeneration tick kicks in. So he used a Steel Fury chant to try and get rid of some stacks of my misfortune that I put on him. Oh man, we managed to get him immobilized. That's a very, very lucky immobilize. The Undead Abomination thing there, it tried to move and it got immobilized by one of our Vine prisons. And this is honestly a really high threat unit, so I'm super glad that it got blocked. Right, so I want to do my AoE snow cone, and I think I'm going to do that AoE snow cone right now with my hero. Boom. That was a huge amount of damage, and they're all slowed and frozen, all these negative effects, which are really good for me. You will have a heal next turn, so I need to consider that as a move. I'll just get my Houndmaster to finish this, and I'm going to get my dog to tackle this this support unit over here with the objective of running my marksman to the left to try and get a really fat hit on a flank. Okay, that guy's almost dead. Can I get another potential 50-50 shot at a kill? Unlucky. Sometimes you gotta take shots like that. I could Fury of the Horde him, Blaze of the Horde him. Blaze of the Horde here would really help in dealing with these 3 tanky melee, so I'm gonna do that. Because it just does a huge amount of damage. Now, the Necromancers are a problem because they can revive, but I'm actually okay with them reviving here because if they revive, even then my enemies won't have all of their actions. So I'll be able to get 2 attacks on this guy in the back. 1 and 2. I'll get 1 attack on this guy's back. This guy has 18 health remaining, so I just need to get 18 health on him from the front. I think I can cancel his retaliation and defense with my doggo, and also make him easier to kill, which means we should be able to run up into the front and get him. There we go, boom. Big melee strike. We will strike this guy again for another 12 damage. You're hiding out in the back so that you can stay alive. You're going to come forward and shoot this guy. 19 damage, perfect. I really would like to get this kill, so it's a 22 damage, perfect. So he should spawn a skeleton. Oh, he failed to spawn a skeleton. Okay. I don't know why they fail to spawn skeletons sometimes. But we really just need like a kill. And I think that's the enemy army just like actually broken. Like their morale is completely trashed. Oh, we hit a 10% chance. I think that should be them broken with the exception of their undead units. Their morale should be just gone. We may as well get up into melee with these Necros because we'll get a melee attack and they'll be forced to take another attack if they flee. They'll take an opportunity attack. So that just seems really efficient. All right, perfect. I think, yeah, they're in full retreat with the exception of the skeletons. Skeletons do not suffer from morale penalties, which means we just need to like get a doggo attack on this guy. And my marksman should be able to deal with him incredibly easily. And then that should be just a total rout. I'm just going to accept the rout from the enemy. Very little of their units managed to escape. We managed to get a massive number of kills at 0 cost in actual army. This is the power of Houndmasters, right? The only thing that died were hounds. So I think ideal stack for me would look like 2 Houndmasters, a Steel, a War Shaman, and then like 3 Sunderers. So we need to start thinking about that ideal stack. This did divert away from the Siege of Astad, but I think that was worth it because of what we managed to achieve. Right, let's send out the first triple stack with a hero stack, a berserker stack, and then a sunderer stack. This sunderer stack isn't ideal because it's 2 war shamans, but you can never have the perfect composition, right? At all times. You're going to have to make compromises with your army at some point. Especially when you're playing a chaos build where you'll randomly get bonus units from fighting. Okay, so he managed to isolate 2 of my armies here, which is a little bit unfortunate. Now, granted, these aren't the most powerful or useful units in the game, but this will be a hard fight to win. Especially because of my lack of shamans. I'm definitely feeling the lack of shamans in this game. If I could kill a hero or 2, I think I would consider this actually a very successful battle. We drop a whole bunch of vines in front of these guys over here. Yeah, a little bit scary. Can I get a stun? Attacker dies upon first strike. Okay, just use your defense mode. That's alright. We can throw a little bit of spears at these guys. You're going to die if you attack. So you may as well defense mode to just give you a small chance of surviving. Could throw a web, but I don't want to. I want you to go and attack him because you are a single entity, so you can take some damage before you lose damage. Now, let's see if we can take out this hero. Unfortunately, this Fury got immobilized, which sucks. 85% chance to hit. Perfect. He's sundered. That kill. Get that kill. One more sunder. A little bit more damage. There we go. That's a good kill. Throw your little spear javelins at these guys. Break them up one by one. Oh, there's the soulfire. That did serious damage. Jesus. Morale is low over there on the right. My ice spider that I've had since the start of the game is finally going to fall. It's been a long time coming. Let's just throw a web here to try and get a kill. Perfect. Let's keep dropping vine prisons to try to slow these guys down. Let's throw the 17 damage bolt there, and then we will also throw the 18 damage bolt at this guy. I want to do another one of those, hopefully kill. Perfect, there's the kill we were looking for. Just keep throwing at this guy to sunder him down, chunk by chunk. Now you're a little bit hurt, so I'm going to pull you back, just so you're out of range of this mage unit, so I can potentially get you a heal on the next turn. I think that's when our heal comes off cooldown. Yeah, heal comes off cooldown next turn. Now my ranger, I can almost take out this bone golem. I could move forward 2 tiles and potentially take out some of these other guys. But I think 48 damage on a bone golem, you're not going to get much better than that. So take those misfortune stacks and just severely damage him. Now he will eat some corpses and he will get some health back. But these vine prisons, they do work. They buy you so much time to do what you need. Although interestingly enough, every time they kill a vine prison, they get, I think they get casting capability. So as long as he has mana, he'll be able to keep doing things. Drop more vine prisons in front of this guy. Another 45 damage attack. Perfect. Big damage on him. Now we got a fat heal to drop, and I want to make sure I hit as many of these guys as possible. You don't need the healing, so you can step out. You come there, you go there, drop the heal, get the strengthen stack as well. I'll throw the spear on you. Actually, you should get up into melee with him, because then he'll be forced to take another melee attack, and you should do the same. And then we can start well, we probably should have sundered the defense first. Get up there and just take this guy out. So we've taken out one side army. And this army over here is still like super distracted. They're trying to break through. This fury here is holding the line like no other. Let's see if this will also provide us with what we need. Oh, here we go. Here's the kill. Boom, boom, boom. Not quite the kill we were looking for, but close enough. Go ahead and can you finish him off, please? There we go. I'll take a little bit too much damage here. I need to get into obscuring terrain if I can. This guy does have a magic missile wand, which is a little bit worrying. I'm going to use you to try and get this kill. Boom, nailed him. That's a big kill. Plus the AoE damage from getting the kill is also really nice. Need to remember that my Sunderers, when they kill things, they make them blow up. So enemies fighting into choke points is actually really damn good for me. Let's drop another vine prison in the local area. We can make this guy explode, and so we shall. Do a little bit of that AoE damage. Oh wait, no, that's a melee / skirmisher unit thing. This guy's got magic bolts. We could get up in his face. 1 and 2. Inflict that misfortune. 1. Honestly, that's about as good as we're going to get this battle. I don't think we're going to get many more kills. We might be able to kill this skeleton here, but that should be more or less a wrap on any really good outcomes. I mean, never say never, right? But, you know, it's going to be tough to get much better than what we got here. Especially because we're out of mana. I think I could maybe pop off a Blaze of the Horde, and then that's about all I'll get off. So I'll have to try and coordinate and see if I can get a kill of something, somewhere. Right, what have I got spell-wise? I got Fury of the Horde and Healing Roots. I think Fury of the Horde is the right play here to get 10% damage. That'll give me a chance to maybe kill something. Yeah, let's see if we can kill this skeleton. No, not gonna happen. Alright, what about this skeleton here? Think we can get him. We're gonna triple attack this hero. Break his armor. Break his armor. Come on, give me a good chance. Let me kill this hero. Let me do it. 85% chance of a kill. Boom. Alright, I can end this battle on that high. Killing 2 enemy heroes in a battle that I should have absolutely lost everything in, plus a handful of other units. This is like a pretty high... Oh shit, they just revived him from dead. Damn, they actually just countered my entire game plan. I got obliterated, man. That's a wrap for me, boys. We did our best, and it wasn't enough. Unlucky. I mean, like, I feel like I played that pretty well. Considering if I had a third stack, I think I could have won that battle. Based on that outcome, but it's just the fact that I had 12 units against 16 or whatever. But to get 3 kills and a hero kill, sorry, 4 unit kills and a hero kill with a bunch of T1 units with no real support, I definitely need to bring more War Shamans. My lack of War Shamans is really starting to show in my army stacks. So that's the biggest lesson from some of the defeats in the last few turns. Right, boom, we just dropped another city. I can gain stability, gain alignment. Oh, increased morale. I could gain some gold, or I could lose some money and gain morale. I'm going to take the... minor morale increase. That means all my units should start their battles with slightly more morale. I'm going to rebuild this city. I won't be rebuilding the city of Silver Dam, but this city right here will be built, as will the city of Astad. And the goal of rebuilding this city is just to liberate it. And by liberating it, I'll get a bunch of Imperium, which will allow me to pick up some or all of these abilities that I want. Like, vassals give plus 10 gold. That'll add up over the course of a game. Friendly units move faster inside my domain. I'm going to take that. The city gets raised next turn. Let's start the siege. In particular, though, I'm actually really interested in not just the siege, but getting a cheeky little battle going here where I'll be able to peel off 2 of my enemy stacks to fight me. Actually, 3 stacks. Now, this is a risky battle, and it's mostly risky because of my lack of healing, but I think I can take it. So what are we up against in this fight? This unit right here is scary because it has magic missiles, so I may try to focus on this right side, although there's a lot of spears here, which kind of counters my dogs a little bit. The Winter Fairy is a problem because of its AoE. Where's my hero? My hero is in the center. Let's pull all of our stacks on the right to the left. Now, you have regen bomb you could drop. Like this. This would be a good regen bomb, especially if I could move these 3 units over slightly. See if we can't make that work. All right, boom. This is a big heal. Like, this is going to heal so many of my troops and give me a lot more health to work with in this battle. And then I'm going to drop another heal in the center here. The strengthened I don't care so much about. It's more about the heal. Now, you're a little bit too hurt to really participate in this battle, but you will, we could, if it lasts long enough, we could potentially get some heals on you. I'm going to move the dogs around to the left, and then I'm going to try to maintain good spacing on my skirms. The goal here is to not provide a very good target for this Winter Fairy. Now, eventually we are going to have to give her a good target because that's just the reality of the situation. They only have 1 AoE, but if I can take the hit on 2 to 3 units instead of 5 to 6, it's just a big win, right? To prevent unnecessary damage. All right, we took a soul fire, but we are healing over time. Now, actually, they completely balled up their army here on the left, which makes me want to turn to the right and take out this isolated pocket because I could drop a really huge Blaze of the Horde right here and really put these guys in a bad situation. And then I could actually overchannel with my leader and do that again, instantly wiping out a unit and massively damaging 4 other units. So this could be a big moment for us here. I'm going to charge forward with the doggo. That way I can get a marked debuff on this guy. My Houndmaster will charge up here to this defensive spot. We'll take the shot. And I think this is more or less a wrap on this right stack. They just mispositioned and left themselves vulnerable to a counter initiate. Because now on this left side, I can just pull out. I can just peel back as far as I need. I'd like to magic missile their hero to take him out, and I will, just to make sure we get him killed. And we even crit him too, which was completely unnecessary. So just abusing the AI a little bit here. This guy, you know what this feels like? This feels like Legend of Total War. When he would do like the AI abusing strategies. So I wonder what the AI is going to do now. Will they chase down this lone Sunderer? If I leave a few scattered troops here on the left, what are they going to do? It's kind of a curiosity of mine. I want to start figuring out, like, what are the limits of the AI? What are they capable of doing? What baits them into fighting in a certain direction? Now, they did revive that hero, which is fair enough. I've noticed that the AI is super hardcore focused on getting their buffs off and healing, which are generally, those are like high, you know, expected value strategies for sure. But like a moment like this where they send a lone spearman out to get an attack, this feels like a little bit of a mistake. I don't think they have much in the way of healing, so I can just start dropping Blaze of the Hordes on their army and just get efficient DPS because they don't seem to be approaching me. All right, I need to get rid of this because I need to get rid of this big thing. Let's get our hounds around the back to chomp on you. You're going to slip out and just peel back as far as you can because you're slippery. You're going to push to the right because we want to get you to get a hits on this necromancer with the flanking dogs. Perfect. I'd like to get my dog onto this hero to get a flank hit on him. I need to kill this skeleton. 100% needs to die. So let's get a dog around the back to get a marked on him. And then let's get a dog around the front to get a marked on him. Now his retaliation is taken up, so we should be able to easily attack him in melee. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. We'll bring the marksman forward and blast them. So we're taking them apart piece by piece. And they seem to be holding here. So I wonder if I just go into defense mode with some of these units, like how are they going to change their formation now? Really curious about that, about how we exploit the AI. And like what kind of like strategies are they vulnerable to? All right, let's bring down the beast. These things have really low defense, so they're actually quite easy to bring down with Sunderers, especially because Sunderers reduce their defense. So I'm thinking 1 or 2 more throws should bring them down. Boom. Now there will be a skeleton spawning. Oh no! Here's what's happening. The skeleton spawns with like 5% HP, and then the explosive weaponry triggers, and then the skeleton doesn't spawn because it takes damage before its health bar gets refilled. I think that's what's happening there. That actually explains why the skeletons haven't been spawning after my Sunderers do their attacks. Oh man, that's actually, that's a really powerful interaction there. If that is actually what's happening, then it's super, super powerful. I'm going to push forward with Ashenai here. and throw a bolt just to see how the enemy forces react. I think, honestly, having my army spread out in like a really chaotic way kind of confuses the AI, so I'm just going to do that and see how they respond. Okay, yeah, now they're coming forward for like a battle. But here's the thing, their morale is almost already broken. Like if you look at their morale, see the way their portraits are flashing? They're basically broken. Summer Fairy is a problem for us, or Winter Fairy rather. Yeah, look, they're being baited over here by this whole bunch of random units, so then I can just divert around to the way that I actually want to fight them. Let's get you to mark this guy, because if he's marked, he's easier to hit with our ranged attacks. You won't be able to get in range, but you can get into a flanking position. I can get some Sunderers up in this general vicinity, but not where they need to be. Let's try to Sunder down this guy. One attack, perfect, that's huge. Crit flank, give me another crit flank, please. Oh, crit flank, give me another crit flank, please. There we go. Okay, so their AoE is now dead, and I think they just broke, and they're routing. So I'm just going to claim victory and let them rout, because a vast majority of their units should die. Yeah, right, okay, so I'm actually learning a lot about how to manipulate the AI in battle. We've got our 3 Giga stacks here, and we're going to take out this fiendish unit for free. They should basically die and do no damage to us. Perfect. We have just researched projectiles of decay, which will... Where am I getting all this mana from? Oh my god, why do I get 400 mana per turn? What? Yeah, I'm going to start casting projectiles of decay. Target enemy units sustains 30 blight damage. Friendly units within a 2 hex ranged are healed for 15 temp hit points. That's actually quite powerful. So I will be taking that, and then I'm going to go ahead and cast Projectiles of Decay, so that my ranged units, support ranged and skirmishers, will do +2 blight damage and have a 90% chance of inflicting decay, which will prevent all enemy healing. This will cost 140 gold and 219 mana per turn. That won't be as much as it actually costs, because I have a 50% reduction in a lot of my unit upkeep. So I'll be able to sustain this really, really easily, especially because I'm pillaging cities, right, for more and more... resources. I'll put Astad under siege in a moment. It's 135 defense rating. Jeez. I've decided to place my final special province improvements. These Pantheon shrines, they counter the conduit. So I decided to place the Sacred Meadow adjacent to it in this forester. So it'll get +5 city stability. Then I placed my herbalist on this forester right here. The herbalist will get a little bit of mana and a little bit of food for every adjacent forest. It also counts as a conduit, so that's also +5, city stability. And then I put a spelljammer here, because my hope is that that will prevent people from using bad magic on me. Now my reinforcement capability is really good right now, mostly down to the fact that my armies are exceptionally good at reinforcing inside my city borders. Let's put this city to the sword. We're going to start the siege. It's going to be a 14-turn siege. We're going to do a headlong assault to bring that down to 9. Then we will do a sow confusion. That'll bring it down to 8. And then I reckon onagers will bring that down to 7. There's going to be a 7-turn siege around this city. Plenty of time for things to go wrong, but plenty of time for things to go right as well. Let's start repairing the city of Slampit. It's taken a serious beating, but we can start putting it back together. So it looks like he's trying to cast the end the game spell once again, which we shouldn't have a problem dealing with. Age of Shadow. The Heart of Shadow over here is very, very vulnerable to a quick run by some Sunderers. Now we're at -187 gold. Things are going to go poorly for me if I don't cancel a few units and begin the mass pillaging and fighting with our neighbour here, Carissa the Red. To be honest though, I've been looking forward to this battle. She is my foil. Now, part of the problem is the city of Halheim has been released. I think it's time that we release the city of Stagspear. I think it's basically annexed everything that it can within reason. So I'm going to cancel its buildings and release... Well, now the problem is I don't have another teleporter nearby. Well, I suppose the first thing I could build in this city is a teleporter. It takes 17 turns or 500 gold when I feel like it. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and release... Stagspear is a vassal city-state. That'll take 2 turns, so I'll be a negative income for a couple of turns because I'm over my city limit and I can't quite afford to get another expanded governance. So here's another fun stack that I designed. It's actually 3 Glade Runners with 2 Houndmasters and a War Shaman. The idea behind this stack is that the War Shaman provides a little bit of healing in the form of Invigoration, Strengthened, and Regeneration, okay? But it also provides with the little bit of magical support, okay? It's got Defense Mode Warding. The Houndmasters provide the Unleash the Hounds. They provide expendable frontline doggos who can tank just 1 attack. That's all they need to tank, but they also lower their enemy defense and evasion. And then the Glade Runners themselves, they also have a better version of the Tracker's Mark, and they're also Like, they basically do the damage that a Houndmaster does, but they triple strike. So the dogs stand in front of the Houndmasters stand in front of the Glade Runners, and the Glade Runners do all the damage from behind, while the War Shaman is just trying to keep everyone alive. I think this is a really interesting combination of units, especially if they can get leveled up, because like, look at this, plus 8 health per level on these guys is pretty strong. I mean, it's only plus 6 for these guys, but potentially, if I can keep these stacks alive and push them to their potential, they could do a lot of work. Okay, we have ran into the enemy army here. I was coming over here to pillage this farm, and we have found massive doom stacks. Now, there's no heroes in the area, but I'm feeling pretty confident that we can cut our way through this. Let's get our 2 Warbreed stacks up to the front. Then, in support of the Warbreed stack, I want my Berserker stack. So we're pretty heavy on melee this time, but we're going up against 1, 2, 3, 4 Berserkers, a few Skalds, pretty heavy on the ranged DPS. We're going to need to deal with that ranged DPS. I'm pretty sure if I auto-combat this, I would obliterate them pretty handily. But I don't want to accept the single loss of a single unit. So I'm going to try to fight this manually to see if I can get a better outcome. Because I feel like I'm really good at commanding the battles with the Sunderers. But when it comes to these kind of units, this is where I feel like I don't have as much experience. Like, how do I use shock units to their most efficient way? Like, you know what I mean? You know, I definitely feel like a defeat in detail is the appropriate move here. So what do we got on the left side? We got a Houndmaster. It definitely looks like the right side is the side that packs the most DPS, because it's got the Houndmasters and 2 Furies. Center has a Fury. So I think I'm going to go ahead and play around the left side. Where's my hero? My 2 heroes are center and left. So I think this is a good opportunity to play left side. So let's position these Berserker stacks. Now, their job is merely to exist in this area and potentially bait our enemies over. So if I double invigorate them, they'll be double strengthened. And then I can use my 2 stacks here. This stack tries to draw enemies in. This stack pushes left, as does this stack. And we try to take out this army and then sweep across the battlefield to do a defeat in detail. Defeat in detail is a very simple military concept. It's basically where you split your forces up in a way that you have an advantage on the number of enemy forces in that locale. So these 2 stacks distract, this stack here distracts 2 stacks, while my 2 stacks take out one of their 1 stacks. And the goal of these guys is just to survive and distract. It's particularly useful if you're trying to fight a superior foe, which I currently am. Because remember, I have to fight like 4 or 5 battles this turn to cut through enemy forces. Right, let's see what they do, how they move, and how they approach me. They cast Misfortune on me, and they're doing exactly what I was hoping, which was to push hard on the right and push hard on the left, but in a way that have left themselves vulnerable to my Warbreeds getting heavy charge strikes on them. Now I'm just going to pull all these units straight back for a single turn to see if the enemy chases me down with this excessive amount of units. And then I'm going to see if I can get my Warbreeds into a position where we can do like serious work. And I think if I get this Warbreed up to here, and I charge him, I'll be able to get a Warbreed onto this guy. I need to hit this Fury with my Warbreed. Boom. Now, interestingly enough, they actually push units back when they attack, because they displace and replace, which is massively disruptive to the enemy lines. See, 35% chance of mind control on you. I won't go for that. What other abilities do we have? AoE frost damage? I'll take that as an option. Now, I might slow and hurt my own unit there, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Let's bring my Druid of the Cycle forward. Bring this Druid of the Cycle forward. Finish him off. Perfect. Now, what do you got? You got Mass Rejuvenation. I'm going to cast it on my Warbreeds preemptively to get their health up and to get them healing. Now, I need to worry about this Berserker. I don't want this Berserker to get a position on my Glade Runners, so I don't want to end up adjacent to any of these tiles. Now, my Glade Runner, I'm going to use a Hunter's Mark on this Berserker. That will lower his defense and make him 20% easier to hit. 1, 2, perfect. Let's bring this Glade Runner forward as well. I'll do another Hunter's Mark to make him even easier to hit. And then I'll bring forward another Glade Runner and do another Hunter's Mark. So this guy is fully Hunter's Marked, which means we should be able to just completely obliterate him with single attacks. Perfect. These guys are really good at bringing down one unit. Now this archer is 100% dead, because if it tries to move, it'll take a opportunity attack. One thing I lack is AoE healing, and also I didn't use my spell this turn. Let's see what we got here. I think Infectious Insanity could be a fun spell to use here, especially if I drop it on a unit that attacks multiple times, like this Fury. So they're going to move, and then they're going to attack 1, and they inflicted Insanity on this guy. He attacks 1, 2, 3, kills his own dog. Oh, that's beautiful. Infectious Insanity is actually super insanely good if you use it on the right unit. And in fact, Infectious Insanity could make my Defeat in Detail even more powerful, because I can force them to fight their own units. But look, yeah, they're trying to chase me down. It's working. Let's drop another Infectious Insanity over here. I want to drop it on a unit that attacks more than once. So not this Hunter, I think. They only attack once. This Fury, I think I'll just infect the same Fury. Because the chance for this debuff to cascade and just cause absolute sheer chaos is insane. Which is why that spell is called Infectious Insanity. Okay, so I could drop a Restore. It's not a bad Restore here. Give him a little heal. I can drop a Mass Rejuvenation to provide more healing to my Warbreeds. I want to keep those Warbreeds up nice and high on health. I'm going to get my Druid of the Cycle to finish this Berserker. That way my Warbreed will actually be able to get a slight movement attack. This Berserker here is a problem. Can you finish him? Then I'll get my Warbreed to attack this guy in the ass. Boom. Oh man, the disruption that they do is insane. You kind of have to hit that Berserker. You kind of have to hit this guy. And then you have to hit that Berserker again. Put him in a bad spot. And then you'll basically kill that Berserker. Okay, you missed 2 attacks out of 90%. That's painful. Right. So now he's Berserking. Let's go for this Fury. Oh, no. We want to get that Scald killed. Boom. Then we can... Wait, Hunter's Mark has like basically no cooldown. That's crazy. A 2-turn cooldown on that ability is like super good. Now we could just straight up murk these guys, which we're absolutely gonna do. So this guy should Steadfast and Berserk this turn. And our Defeat in Detail, I'm going to remove his Fortune so he's less chance to crit. Defeat in Detail is successful. Huge. I mean, yeah, we're taking some counterattack damage, but like, who cares? My own unit has gone Berserk, which I'm okay with. Oh, man, he took damage trying to get out of those zones of control. Good work on that kill. I'm a little bit worried about this Berserker. Let me drop a Healing Roots, I reckon. Just give him that little bit of extra health to play with. We definitely want to tackle these archers with Berserkers to try and bring them down and force them into a bad spot. I'm going to move my War Shaman behind this guy so that we can get a flanking Misfortune attack. Maybe we can cancel this Retaliation, and I'll bring a Glade Runner over to make him go Berserk. Oh, I just shot my own goddamn unit. That was really unfortunate. This time I really need this to hit. Perfect. Okay, so we triggered his Steadfast, right? Yep. Okay, his Steadfast is triggered and he is berserked. He shouldn't be able to kill my unit unless that unit is burning or poisoned. Okay, he is burning. That's unlucky. He might actually kill me here. Do you have regen? Oh, you have 2 stacks of regen? You should be fine. You'll heal 12, take 8. Yeah, okay, he's fine. Right, let's do a health check on our Warbreeds. Warbreeds are generally doing alright. Let's do a Cycle's End. This guy, 89% chance he just straight dies. Okay, he literally didn't die. Okay, that's annoying. I guess we'll just displace and kill. Displace and kill. Get that kill. Boom. Let's get as many of the actual kills as we can. Charge my support hero forward and just start blasting fools. Not my favorite outcome. I'm still getting a lot of fumbles. I think a lot of these guys over here have a lot of misfortune. Yeah, critical chance 20, fumble chance 40. So annoying. Push you forward and drop a little restore on this Warbreed. I guess he's facing the wrong way, so he'll take some flanking hits. Oh, man. We might be able to make it through this battle without any losses. Just need like a little bit more morale to be broken for my enemies. They're almost done for. It's so close. Perfect. They're trying to escape. I think they have broken now. Yeah, more or less. Unfortunately, this guy is decaying, so he can't get healed, which doesn't feel great. All right, let's Warbreed charge this guy. That'll kill him. The enemy's fleeing the field. I'll take that outcome. No deaths. Obliterated the enemy. Defeated in detail. Manipulated the AI. A bunch of units leveled up. And that is the first of the 3 battles that we're going to have to fight here. So which of these 2 stacks is weaker? 8. It does not matter. So let's have a look at what the auto combat does for us here. I'm expecting severe losses. Single Berserker lost. Honestly, those are replaceable losses. I'll take it. We finished researching Diffuse Health. Let's go ahead and research a new one. Parting Gift. Whenever a friendly unit dies, all other units within 2 hexes heal health. Cycle of Seasons. It has to be cast on a friendly city. Provides a buff depending on the turn of the battle. Okay. Let's take Parting Gifts. That seems like a more of a like just cast this once that it provides a benefit for the rest of the battle. I like that. So Slamma Berserker Herder has leveled up. We got any more stuff we need? Precision Training. Forest Warden. May as well take Precision Training for the 10% accuracy and critical chance. Then Garrick the Sorcerer leveled up. She's level 11 now. I suppose we'll take Magecraft on her. Oh, and here we go. This is the big moment. We get to play with the Baylor. Let's take it. Right. We get a Baylor in our capital city that has the Power from Slaughter ability. This is our tier Ep5 ultimate demonic unit. It costs 7 Imperium and 60 mana per turn to upkeep. This unit is expensive, but let me tell you, this unit turns the tide of battle. It's got 150 health, 6 armor, which means it takes half damage at base, half damage from magic base, although it does have some modified resistances. It's weak to spirit and weak to electricity, good against fire, because it is a fiend. It's a melee striker. It damages obstacles, inflicts burning, gains a stack of strength upon hitting. It has Sunder the Earth, which deals damage in a 4-hex line that's 3 hexes wide, inflicts 3 stacks of Sunder defense, destroys fortified obstacles, gains Frenzy when landing a hit, and then he has Chaos Brand, right? The best of his abilities. Target unit sustains damage, becomes berserk until the end of the battle. If it's not a hero, unit turns into a tier 1 fiend under your control upon its death, okay? This is basically like a mark for death. And you could target enemies with this. They go insane, they start attacking you, and then they just turn into a unit. They turn into a unit under your control. Really, really powerful unit. Let's bring that Baylor up. Yeah, I have a big resource shortage in terms of gold, but pillaging will help me with that. All right, let's keep pillaging. We just released the city of Stag Spear from our grasp. We will give this a Whispering Stone so we can get that vassalage up. Let's do a smidge of pillaging, but we are going to put the city under siege. It'll only be a 3-turn siege. I'll speed that up by doing a headlong assault, and then I will do a sow confusion and a sabotage support. That'll make the siege go slightly easier. And then I want to position my armies so that no matter who gets attacked, 3 armies can always participate. Perfect. We did that thing. Right, I got to cancel some unit recruitment here. My cash flow has dipped down a little bit too low because I haven't been pillaging as diligently, which is fine. We'll deal with that when we get to it. Part of the problem is I've got a huge, just massive stack of armies over here that just can't really do much right now. Because they're waiting for the Siege of Astad to go through. All right, Carissa is counterattacking with... Ooh, she's got Entwined Scourges. I think I can auto-combat this, but let's have a look and see how that outcomes for me. Mostly a success, but I want to win more convincingly than this because there's multiple attacks that are going to be coming this turn. So taking a look at this right side stack, it's very melee focused. So if I can keep units just outside of their range, I'm hoping that will keep them under control. Hoping I can bait this doggo forward on turn 1. So I'll position a Sunderer right here. And the hope is that dog will take this as an opportunity to attack me. We will get up right in their faces. I'm only going to drop 1 Invigorate this turn to get the healing going. That way the Invigorates are dropped on separate turns. Now here on the left, actually, this looks like a very, very weak side of their army once again, right? They've got a bunch of tier 1 units, and my tier 1s have got to be stronger than them. I mean, we have very similar buffs, but I feel like mine are going to come out a lot better in this exchange, especially if I use my Warbreed. So again, right side, distraction. Middle and left, defeat and detail. All right, let's drop the mass rejuvenation, and then I'll use 1 invigorate to heal up my Warbreeds once again. Got to keep their health nice and high. They do have regen. I would like to try and bait forward my enemies a little bit, so I'll stand in obscuring terrain and see what we can do. Okay, perfect. They're taking the bait once again. They're moving a lot of units over here to the right side, and we can just fall back. We could even drop Furies of the Horde here to try and encourage them to chase me. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Drop a Fury of the Horde. And then just literally, like, how many tiles can they move? So I think we only need to move back like 2 tiles. Yeah, if we move back 2 tiles, only the dog can get in range, and then we should be able to kill that dog. And now we can fight this battle on the left with our Warbreeds opening up. Now here's the thing, my Warbreed can get a kill instantly here, but it would leave him open to a lot of counterattacks. It's a damn good first kill though, especially because of the morale degeneration. Let's move our skirmishers out far to the left. We'll have some Glade Runners behind. So let's do a Hunter's Mark on this guy to sunder his defense and make him an easy target. And then it should be a simple matter of just throwing a few spears at him to finish him off. Perfect. And another. And then we throw 1 more. My morale is already high from the early victories. These are the sorts of things you got to consider. I'm going to go ahead and inflict Tracker's Mark on you to make you an easy target. No downside to using that ability other than it going on cooldown. So I will absolutely make use of it when I can. Let's see what they do. Will they push left? Will they push right? So they're pushing left. Now here's the thing. If they push left, they open themselves up to getting flanked by my Sunderers. That's the thing. And the Sunderers are pretty good at flanking. And they're really inefficiently spreading their damage and debuffs out right now. Okay. That was a big hit. But again, it was just a single Sunderer lost to a Berserker. Acceptable losses right now. So they've got 3 Berserkers and a Houndmaster chasing me on the right side. That is a huge amount of their combat power that's just completely worthless. Now, I need to displace this guy, so I will. Boom. Then I'm going to use the Spur to Action ability to make this guy act again, and then I will displace him. Boom. I need this Berserker to leave. Do I want to do another Blaze of the Horde on this left side? It's a lot of damage. I can massively damage this sector here. And if we can get a couple of kills real quick, we should be able to cause a rout, actually. So let's get that kill. Because if the enemy sees a whole bunch of their stuff dying, and nothing getting killed in return, I think that looks real bad to them morale-wise. Yeah, the morale is already low across the battle for them. All right, Glade Runner, finish this bad boy. And then my second Glade Runner, I want you to finish him too. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. So he's now berserked and steadfast. I want these guys to get up and to tackle this guy. Is he a melee mage? He's not a melee mage, so in order for him to fire his poison bolts, he has to get out of melee. So running up and hitting him is actually a really good counter to him. And that's why we're going to do it. And also inflict him with 2 stacks of misfortune. Now these guys also have power cleave, which hits the 3 units in front of them. Haven't really had a good opportunity to use that, but they can use it. Let's run forward and slap this guy. Boom. 20% death, 20% death. Let's drop a little heal on you. Bring you back up to full. Over here, give him a little blast. So what's the play here? I think the play is diffuse, run, distract. So let's step just out of charge range of the Berserkers. Yeah, the Berserkers just barely can't reach me here, which is how I want it to be. And then we'll drop an Invigorate, and we can start firing down in true skirmisher style. Carpathian tactics, you know? Or Parthian tactics, rather. Carpathia? Okay, I'm going to use a Vine Prison over here on the right to buy me time. Hopefully distract. Over here, I need this big guy to come down, but more importantly, I need these little guys to get out of the face of my healer here. I want you to finish off that Berserker. Boom, perfect. Then I want my Hunters to come over to the right, and hopefully this kill. Okay, no crit, sadly. You finish him. The enemy should be fleeing soon. Come on, give me that big hit. Oh, he teleported after he gets attacked. That's right. I forgot about that ability. Finish him. You fumbled. Ouch. If you get behind him... he's in defense mode, so it doesn't matter. We'll get the damage in. The enemy is fleeing the field. I will claim victory. Awesome. Perfect. A single Thunderer for 3 stacks of enemy units. This is what it means to be in charge of the game's mechanics. Like, to be able to win at that level. To defeat the AI so completely. I genuinely felt like I was Legend of Total War playing Total War Warhammer. You know, where he like takes like 10 units and defeats an entire giga stack of enemies. Do you know what I'm going to do with all these spare Thunderers, actually? I'm going to teleport them to the left and just run them around inside my enemy's territory. We are ready for this siege. Now, I definitely want this Baelor to be in the fight, purely so that I can get some kills on him. Let's see how the auto combat goes. A single Thunderer seems reasonable. Let's take out these pair of stacks too. I'll see how this... If I only lose Thunderers, I'm happy to take the result. Losing a War Shaman, that's fine. Alright, so we have found the city of Gardheim, so raising this will be quite valuable for us. I don't know where I got this doggo. But hey, you know what? Let's make sure we go through and we pillage every single tile that this city owns. This is the real power of Thunderers, is like you can split them up and just do serious work with them. And now the time has come to start thinking about our tier 4 tomes. Now we have enough affinity to go for tier 4 nature as well as tier 4 chaos tomes. And the choice here I think is going to be between the 2 chaos tomes, at least initially. Do we want to go for the Tome of the Demon Gate or the Tome of Chaos Channeling? So the big advantage of the Tome of Chaos Channeling is what it says here. Become the Master of Chaos by exploiting your accumulated chaotic powers from previous Chaos Affinity tomes. We have Fan the Inferno, which is a 2-hex radius, 25 damage fire spell that inflicts burning. We have Golden Horde, which summons a full army of random, non-scout tier 1 units that can be produced in a city on the target hex. We have Scions of Flame, which makes the target race the embodiment of fire, granting them fire resistance, vengeful flames, and Fiery Wake, and immunity to burning. We also can get Gremlin Ambushers. This is one of my favorite spells. Basically, it lets you add an extra 5 free gremlins to every battle, no matter, and it can target an enemy city, it can target your own city. And then you have Demonic Focus, which is whenever another unit dies in battle, grants the enchanted units +1 strength and +5 temporary hit points, which applies to battle mages and support units. We also get Chaotic Rebuke, which is attackers within 2 hexes have a 60% chance of getting a random status effect, and we also get access to the Root of Chaos, which makes Chaos spells 20% cheaper to cast and gives +2 strengthened on all chaos buff and healing spells. So this is definitely more on this in the direction of summon armies with magic, really good against fire damage, do fire damage, summon units, or we can go for the Tome of the Demon Gate, which gives us fight for power. And it's 2 fiend units of the same tier fight each other and transform into a tier higher demon. We've demonic summoning, which allows us to summon 2 random tier 3 or tier 4 fiends from our vassals, damaging relations and hurting their population. We could do Sacrificial Slaughter, which kills a target friendly unit. Enemy units within 2 hexes sustain 10 fire damage and suffer 1 random debuff per each tier of the sacrificed unit. You sacrifice a Baelor, that's 50 damage. So probably tier 2, tier 3 units are good to sacrifice here. And then we can get the Major Racial Transformation Demonkin, which will give us burning immunity and faster movement on Desolate, as well as flying and frenzy. The Demon Gate is kind of cool because it is a teleporter as well, but I feel like the Tome of Chaos Channeling kind of fits my build a little bit better with the Golden Horde and the Scions of Flame and, you know, the Root of Chaos, all this stuff. I think the Tome of Chaos Channeling just fits me better, so that's what I'm going to take. Now, we're definitely going to take Scion of Flame. We don't care too much about Demonic Focus, nor do we care too much about Fan the Inferno, but I am going to lock in Fan the Inferno because it is a really good potential tier 7 spell. And I'm going to take Scion of Flame because Vengeful Flame will make us really, really good against melee attackers. It's not a huge amount of damage, but the immunity to burning will give us a lot of potential in our battles. I'm not ready to start raising Gardheim yet. I would like to save up for the Reign of Destruction ability here, which will make raising cities take 2 less turns and give me 50% more resources, and I'll gain a tier 3 unit of the raised cities culture, which in this case will be Berserkers. So this is an exceptionally annoying thing that you can do, is just run a whole bunch of units around inside your enemy's territory, single stacked Sunderers, because if they fail to catch even one of these guys, I can run around and pillage a tile and make 100 gold. So my enemy attacked and vassalized Talheim, which I don't care, whatever. Basically, it was a dead city anyway that had only just been founded, and the idea was just to raise and then drop a city so that no one else could drop a city there. Easily clapping the cheeks of the city of Astad. I'm immediately not going to begin raising it. I would like to kill down these army stacks that he has, and then that would leave me open to rush down this Seed of Shadow. Although it looks like somebody managed to interrupt his casting of that spell anyway. I think like his Root of Shadow or something got pillaged wherever it was. So the city of Flintwall is like completely getting pillaged. Every single red flame you see here is me pillaging a tile and getting 100 gold for pillaging that tile, which means I can probably start recruiting units again. Although I am negative gold, so I don't want to go, I don't want to dip too low. I'd be worried about going too low on the gold. But yeah, I'll take my time and just burn my way through her entire territory. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start building the Root of Chaos in Tuskheim. This will make chaos spells 20% cheaper to cast, which I'm very happy about. I'm going to go ahead and place it on that quarry right there, so it's relatively easy to defend. Now, Sebastian the Poisonmonger was a good kill because I can sell his corpse and get a whole bunch of pretty nice spells. Let's sell him. I got so many heroes in the crypts right now, man. So this is the kind of stuff that you're going to expect when you're doing this mass pillage strategy, is like stacks are going to appear and they're going to wipe out those little single units. You got to just accept that, right? Because for every stack that got wiped out, there was like 2 or 3 more stacks that just obliterated the enemy. All right, let's see if we can get a pretty easy battle here. I'm hoping for an easy auto-resolve, but if the auto-resolve is unfavorable, okay, we only lost like a few gremlins, I'm going to take it that one. If I lose a handful of units for the sake of easily conquering a city and so on, I'm taking that deal every single time. Easiest auto-resolve of my life. And honestly, at this point, again, I'm kind of happy to trade out armies here so that I can go back to producing armies. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. We've basically left the entire city of Flintwall in ruins. Like, there's nothing here that's untouched. Okay, sure, there's like a farm over here. I might be able to get that this turn. But yeah, now my goal is to try to stand on all of her gold mines to hurt her economy and just try to keep troops inside her borders alive, being annoying, so that she can't do any repairs. Because you can't repair any tiles if there's enemy troops inside your borders. But finally, we can take the Reign of Destruction skill. Raising cities will happen 2 turns faster, and we'll get more money, and we'll get free units from it. So we can now raise Gardheim, gain our 2,000 gold. Boom. We will also raise the city of Astad. I have to actually put an army in the city to do that. It'll be a 1-turn raise, which will be really nice. I think it's time for us to execute the prisoners. So, Craig Ironmouth, congratulations, you are now a corpse. Yes, this is a evil, sadistic, cruel thing to do, but by turning them into corpses, I will get mana from them. And also I get all their equipment. So I could go through and like, hey, How are you? All right. Hey, you want some equipment? I got all these robes of resistance. I can sell them. I can equip them. Oh yeah, let's get some Juggernaut Greaves. You can't use a mount. What do we got here? Ring of the Vicious Killer. Oh man, we got some equipment here. Hang on. Yeah, we didn't get that much in the way of like interesting stuff aside from mounts. But a lot of my heroes are now like slightly better, right? Like she's got a Fire Wyvern, she's got a Chestplate of Vitality. You know, if they didn't have any equipment in their slots, they do now. Oh yeah, there's that 5,000 money in the bank that I was looking forward to. Let's put the city a pedestal to the sword. Don't forget, every time we raise a city, we get 20 money for the rest of the game. 20 money per turn, baby. We shall also start casting Scions of Flame. And I know I've taken a bit of a roundabout way to kill Carissa the Red by going for her secondary cities first, but I thought it'd be fun to just like grind her down and blast her cities, you know, make a whole bunch of money, and then I can start printing new stacks of really powerful units. Right, we finished researching Scions of Flame, so I'll research Fan the Inferno, which would be a really powerful battle spell. Does 25 damage in a 2-wide AoE, in case you were wondering. Now, Dafal Dia has also started casting the Age of Order spell. It's a little bit of a problem. His Root of Order and his Heart of Order are underground. I'm gonna have to deal with that. It's just one of those cases where there's too many fires to put out them all at the same time. Let's put Halberg under siege. It'll be a 3-turn siege, and we will be able to add, I guess we will do a Headlong Assault, Sow Confusion, and I suppose Onagers just to break up the walls and stuff. Let's rebuild this city so we can get this guy moving. A bunch of pop just got dumped into this city, which I am quite happy about. Right, this is a high-risk battle, but I'm pretty sure we should be able to auto-resolve this, right? Yeah, lost only a few Sunderers. That's perfect. I'm currently the top-ranked player in the game. I have the highest military rank and the highest expansion rank, which is quite nice. I'm the weakest magically, but that's kind of to be expected. It's a bit like being behind technologically in Civ. My city is under attack, and we're up against a lot of bone golems. Now, I'm pretty sure the auto-resolve will kill us here. I'm wondering if I can defend this city. So Vine Prison is going to be a big friend of ours here in the distraction phase of this battle. We need to take out these archers if we can. 75% chance of hit. Perfect. Try to get a few more good hits on them. Can you get into this perfect position? Oh man, okay, so we already killed an archer. We got Vine Prisons galore. You got frozen, unfortunately, which is, well, I guess that's kind of on you. Not much I can do about that. All right, let's see how they play. Oh, big damage. Soulfire hurts, man. We might not win this battle, but we will definitely do far better than we should have. Let's do an Infectious Insanity on this guy. See if we can bring down a couple of these Skeletors, like so. Looking pretty okay. Hopefully that Infectious Insanity does something. Let's have a look. He runs over. He punches this guy. Infectious Insanity is infected. And he counterattacks. Alright. 2 other units taken out of the battle, essentially. Morale is failing. I was kind of hoping for more of the infectious part of the insanity, you know what I mean? Feels kind of like we just got, like, just insanity. Let's try it on you. Can you do the infectious part of the insanity for me? I'm hoping I can kill this bone golem. It would be supreme if we could. Just need to get that. There we go. I mean, we are getting kills, which is fantastic. And let's see what you do with your insanity. You attacked my guy, of course. Because, of course, you wouldn't attack your own guy with insanity. You will attack me. But all things considered, it was a painful siege battle. But we killed 3 enemy units. And this is an unimportant city. Let's gain that 273 Imperium. We'll start rebuilding these cities. Remember, our goal isn't really to hold territory. It's just to capture it. All right, the city of Halberg is ready to be put to the sword. Auto-combat our way through this one. If I lose any of my tier 4 units, I will refight this. Just tier 2s that went down, that's fine. Did the Baylor die? Oh, rip. I guess I can't go back now. I didn't see him. Whatever. It's not important. Let's raise it. Raise him. Get raising. 3 Berserkers, 2 Glade Runners, and a Shaman. They walk into a bar and what happens? All hell breaks loose. There we have it. We have created the Scions of Flame that are now immune to, well, not immune to fire damage, but they are very resilient. Also, now we're a nice red fiery color, which is pretty cool. We will be taking the Golden Horde spell because that's a really fun, cool spell. That'll let me summon an entire stack to the map with my mana. And I do have really good mana income. Another one bites the dust. We really got to come up with a plan to deal with this guy's Age of Order spell. it's probably going to be summoning golden hordes on the border of his empire and just like sending them in at the seat of order and trying to stand on it. Dude, these awakeners are actually insane in auto-resolve. I have to fight every battle against awakeners manually. All right, there's a little bit of potential here for this infectious insanity that I just cast to actually pop off in a really big way. Okay. They resisted. That was a complete failure. Never mind. They used one attack of their insanity. It seems like a spell that has so much potential, but is just so rarely realized, even in like the weakest case. But we absolutely just need to get into melee with these guys. The more in melee we are, the easier our life will be, because they will have to withdraw from melee. And then we can drop vine prisons around them to distract them. And now we can just go straight in. All right, so we actually won that battle. We managed to not lose quite as much stuff. We are in a little bit of a precarious situation though, because he's looking for a counterattack. So I'll try to summon a few little dudes to refill these armies. I will like insta-raise the city, I guess. Hindsight 2020, I probably should have just kept my old cities as unit production facilities and let the and then just released those cities immediately as vassals upon resettling them, just to claim the ruins. Oh man, we can capture the gold World Tree Ancient Wonder from them. That is really annoying for them. Great for me, annoying for them. Ah, crap. I wasn't paying attention and they managed to get us around on one of my heroes. It's not the end of the world, but it does mean that my attack on Tugram Hammerhall has been completely dismantled now. And that's mainly because I'm trying to cross these damn mountains here to get over to Dafal Dia. Now, I do have access to the Golden Horde spell, so I can start casting that. It's going to be a 2-turn cast, but it's going to be a fantastic way to continue to reinforce the battlefield. Although I need to be careful about the amount of gold I'm spending. And my army size is continuing to grow to an astronomical degree once again, because we need to get to that seat of order. Let's build a teleporter over here in Hartheim, and then we're going to hurry it. That way we can get a Berserker stack straight over to this city. And in fact, I'm probably going to take another Berserker stack straight to this city to try and keep this foothold alive. There we go, 3 stacks on this teleporter that I can rush down and continue to fight with the purple player. I'm fighting purple, I'm fighting red, and I'll soon be fighting yellow at the same time, and I'm fighting Arctica, right? She's sending troops at me as well, so I'm battling on every single front here. And with 10 turns to go on Dafal Dia's victory condition here, I think we're going to call that the end of this episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!